Hi, it's the Big Shots edition Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Welcome to the channel. It's today's big analysis on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. If you are new to the channel, thank you for joining in. Welcome. This is Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. It's the best post per match tactical analysis, of course, the best nuanced analysis you can get in the world of football. We get it for you here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. So thank you very much for joining in. There is a lot to unpack for you. There's a lot to talk about in today's edition, and that's why we are excited to have you here for our conversation today. Whilst we have all of the conversation today, there's more to talk to you about. Did you know that Chelsea are going to make a big break for this player once the transfer window is done? There is also a big news that is coming about your man in Chelsea. The possibility that Chelsea are looking at these left backs to replace both Chilwell and then, of course, Mark Cucurella. Do you think that Mark Cucurella should be sold? In the conversation of all of these things, did you know about Baghdad Eghbali and then Todd Bowley's issues that have been going on? We'll talk about this. At the end of this video, you get to also understand the tweak Mauricio Pochettino put together just so he could win the game against Newcastle. My name is Fiifi-Manfred. Best is Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. It's the best YouTube post-match and pre-match analysis, tactical analysis, of course, the best nuanced take analysis in here. We'll also talk about the UEFA Champions League that came up last night, and then the ones that are coming up tonight also, as International Milan are going to face Atletico de Madrid, and we'll tell you about the tactical analysis that's going to go in that game. We'll also speak to you extensively about the take of FC Dortmund and, of course, PSV. So stick and stay, don't go nowhere. Let's get into the analysis in there. So before you get to understand what's going on, we need to really get into the context of everything that went on in the game against Newcastle United. Now, Chelsea essentially wants to build a title winning side. And in the title winning side, and the fact that the game is more about finding a weakness of the team, the weakest element in the team. So let's compare two players. Let's compare, say, Tino Livramento and then, of course, Malo Gusto. Malo is essentially one of the best attacking fullbacks you can get in recent times in the league. Can do things like a fullback, like as a winger as well. But Tino is a little bit more rounded, like an Aspilicueta. And if you want to win a league, you win both. You want both. Somebody that's more rounded for games where you need to just get a point and duck. And also somebody that is more attacking and wants to step out into their comfort zone and create things, make things happen up top, like a Malo Gusto. So it's the reason why Chelsea are looking for a younger, left-footed centre back. But before they do that, left fullback actually, left back. Before they do that, Chelsea has a grand plan to make huge sales in the summer of these players, and I'll tell you about them. Chelsea wants to sell these players largely to get good money, and it's a plan of Chelsea's plan to build the team firstly. Now, if you look at the quality players in the team, and we need to understand that first. The players that you would want to take and hold on in terms of quality in the team are Cole Palmer, Malo Gusto, Enzo Fernandez, Moise Caicedo, Reece James, Levi Cole, Benoit Bellachile, Axel Disasi, Nicolas Jackson, in there, Mihailo Modric. After all of these players, Chelsea are planning to make a lot of sales. And in these sales, Raheem Sterling, yesterday, Baghdad Eghbali and Todd Bowley have had consistent negotiations, and Fabrizio Romano had alluded to that they want to make sure that they find a possible suitable option for Raheem Sterling to go to Saudi Arabia. And it's the reason why in the past few years, the Chelsea and Entourage have gone to Saudi Arabia, specifically in Riyadh, to meet Saudi Arabia's head of the PSI in there, the Saudi Sports Investment Fund in there. And mind you, it is former Chelsea, former sporting director Michael Emenalo, who is at the hub of that, who is leading that charge. And the plan is to make sales again with Saudi Arabia. Now, these are the players that Chelsea want to sell in the summer to make more money. Mind you, Chelsea cannot buy Victor Osimhen, neither can they buy Victor Gyökeres if they don't sell these players in the summer. And that's exactly what we're about to talk about. So first of all on the list is Raheem Sterling. Chelsea know then they need to cash in on Raheem Sterling quickly to be able to make enough money to sustain the business and then to make sure they can keep players with high salaries. Now, why do I say this? The fee alone isn't enough, but it's about the how you spread the salary of these players on the Chelsea's wage bill. Now, one of the most expensive players on Chelsea's wage bill is Raheem Sterling, taking from about 250 million, 250,000 to about 300,000 each week from Chelsea, and that's seen as a lot of money for Chelsea Football Club. And they may want to cash in on Raheem Sterling, especially given the fact that he doesn't give so much attacking quality going up front. Tactically, you may have a different point of view, like I do, where I feel like Raheem Sterling gives Chelsea more ball retention up top, and then La Pausa, apart from Cole Palmer. And of course, La Pausa is essentially a Spanish word that means the pause. Essentially, it's about how you calm down play when it gets up top, and then try to make take the sting out of the opponent, calm down, wait for openings, and then before you play your final pass or your final ball in behind. It is one of the best ways to attack. Then a lot of teams have players that have La Pausa in them, and that's the reason why Raheem Sterling tactically may be a little bit important. But essentially, in the general view of what an attacker should be, it looks as if the Chelsea entourage would rather fancy a Mihailo Modric. They would rather fancy a lot of high quality players up top than Raheem Sterling, and that's the reason why possibly he may move into Saudi Arabia sooner rather than later in the summer. The next player also is Nathaniel Chalobah. While he passes for a squad player, Nathaniel Chalobah knows that his time at Chelsea is numbered, and the fact that he's playing now isn't because he's actually a good player, but it's because essentially Chelsea do not have options and there are a lot of injuries in their team. Once the players get back, Nathaniel Chalobah is going to fall out of sorts at Chelsea, and he may not be getting a lot of game time in there. There's a possibility Nathaniel Chalobah may also be sold in the summer because Chelsea wants high-level squad players, and Nathaniel Chalobah offers also pure profits that I've been speaking about. The players from the academy, Nathaniel Chalobah, Ian Matheson, Amando Broya, Marco Correa, Conor Gallagher, all of these players offer pure profit for clearly, and the fact that when they sell, they have enough money to put back into FFP and then come back to get enough money to even go ahead and do some sales. So one, do not expect Chelsea's transfer business to be quick and fast like in the past. It's going to be a little bit slow, going to be more calculated. Chelsea will be looking at the best people to get before they can get that job done in there, and that's exactly what they are trying to do in that regard. So we'll wait to see how all of that goes in there for Chelsea Football Club. Apart from Nathaniel Chalobah, another player that may be sold, maybe Ian Matheson. Ian Matheson may go. Today he has spoken to the German newspaper Bild, and he speaks that essentially he loves to be at Chelsea, but sometimes for a young team like this and the pressure on the team, the coach may not have the luxury to be paying him, and that's exactly why he had to seek on other opportunities also. And it looks as if Borussia Dortmund may be a very good destination for him. Already he's showing how much of quality that he has in himself in there, and looks as if Ian Matheson may leave Chelsea and then formally, officially, fully be an FC Dortmund player. Mind you, Hakim Ziyech is still on loan. He has to be sold. He has to be sold fully. Romelu Lukaku also has to be sold fully by Chelsea. Chelsea are looking to get all of that done. Now the problem with Lukaku is that Jose Mourinho is gone, but even under Daniele De Rossi, it looks as if Romelu Lukaku likes to be there at Roma, and he may go on to be an AS Roma player in there for next season, and possibly he may go on and be with them. So what you see, Lukaku, Hakim Ziyech, Chelsea may be having money also from the sale of Jamal Musiala. We are hearing today there is about a 20% buyback clause for Chelsea on the sale of Jamal Musiala, and once Jamal Musiala is sold from FC Bayern Munich, Chelsea gets a buyback money for the development of Jamal Musiala, and that's going to go back into Chelsea's coffers and help with monies that have gone in there. So there are a lot of players, a lot of assets that Chelsea are looking at selling. But key amongst them is that once they sell, they may sell either of the two fullbacks in there, Marco Correa or Benjamin Chilwell. Kepa Arrizabalaga, out of the three goalkeepers, also may go. Kepa may be leaving, and immediately Kepa leaves, or not Georgie Petrovic, but then Sanchez also leaves. Chelsea may be looking at getting another goalkeeper to add to it, somebody that's all round better than even Georgie Petrovic and adds to the quality of the Chelsea team. They will be looking at that, and then of course, Marco Correa may also be going away for Chelsea Football Club. So there's a long plan for Chelsea in the summer, and then they are looking at that in there. Now, yesterday, what a game we had between Arsenal and then FC Porto in the Champions League. Arsenal were excellent in terms of their quality on and off the ball. But I think I love the confidence of Sergio Conceição's FC Porto. And the fact that they came to Anfield, they came to the Emirates and they didn't really care. Their plan was to go ahead and press Arsenal very high and wide, be aggressive, be in their faces, win the second balls, win duels. Make sure that you prevent Arsenal from turning the balls over. Make sure that you are more in Arsenal's faces. Make sure that you are the most confident of the two, create better chance. And I think they did it by and large. From their goalkeeper, Diogo Jota, to Diogo Costa, to their centre backs, Pepe, somebody who's almost the age of Mikel Arteta, exceptional at playing out on the back, and the quality in the middle of the park, how aggressive they are in winning second balls, how they went into battles and duels. In as much as it was at the Emirates and the Arsenal faithfuls were more than them, they were more confident in pushing the ball forward. And even when they conceded the goal earlier, they were still patient and calm down until they pushed the game into extra time. I think that Arsenal have just come of age, right? And because of what happened to them last season, they have a lot of control, emotionally more than even physical control in games where they are patient and if they keep on doing the right things for a very long time, they're definitely going to get a result. And that's exactly what Arsenal sought to do against FC Porto. They stayed in the game as long as possible after getting the goal. They knew that even after getting the goal, it shouldn't be, it can be a trap where you get a goal and then you lose guard behind and then you concede a goal and you're already down. So they have to be calm, stay in the game as long as possible, score the goal. But if you are not scoring a second or a third, you are not allowing Porto to score. And that's exactly what they did. Defensively, they were more solid, they were aggressive. And that preparation that had gone on in the training ground throughout the week, as Mikel Arteta spoke about it, as Odegaard spoke about it, as David Raya spoke about it, was there in the penalty shootout for everybody to see. We saw the quality of Arsenal Football Club. It showed how much of a top team that they were. David Raya, I've said it several times, that the game is beyond just being an excellent shot stopper. You need to be good with your feet. And yesterday, David Raya was at it in terms of the output he gave Arsenal Football Club. And tonight, there's Inter Milan versus Atletico de Madrid. What a game that's going to be. Huge tactical battle coming in from International Milan. And I think that Inter are one of the best teams in terms of building up from the back and the quality that they give you when they're building up from the back, the options that they have when they're building up from the back, using the three dynamic and marauding center mids in Barella, Calhanoglu, and Mkhitaryan. And then, of course, you go into the other side where they use the extra width from the fullbacks, from the wing backs, fullbacks, with a three center back. Sometimes there's a four back with Dumfries, and then of course the three back of De Vrij, Bastoni, and then Pavard. Then essentially DiMarco goes very high and wide and stays in like a winger. Then there's a flick to him in that zone. Once the flick comes in, the ball comes back to central areas to either Barella or Mkhitaryan. Whilst Calhanoglu pivots the middle of the park, wait for those balls, circulate. Sometimes Calhanoglu receives the ball centrally, opens up his body, turns up, and then finds Lautaro Martinez up top on him, who holds out the play. And there are a lot of runners on Dumfries and DiMarco on the opposite side. And then, of course, for Thuram, he makes that runner. So whilst this run is going on, the two outside eights in Mkhitaryan and then Calhanoglu also pushing very high up together with Barella to make sure that they constrict the pitch, are aggressive when the ball is lost, win the ball back, and also occupy those very good half spaces to win the ball, play forward, create more chance, and have sustained spells of pressure. For Atletico de Madrid, while they play the three back as well, they were very aggressive at the Giuseppe Meazza with their press as well. They won the ball, but they were more aggressive, wanted to prevent Inter Milan from going short and playing out from the back. But then, of course, Inter are almost impossible. They are a chameleon in build-up, and they showed it time and time again in that game that they played at the Giuseppe Meazza. It's away at the Wanda Metropolitano. It's a difficult game for Inter. It's also a difficult game for Atletico de Madrid, but I'm fancying Inter to go through. There's also that big game that's going to go on, FC Dortmund versus PSV Dortmund. Are definitely going to score at home. They flatter to deceive in recent times, but I'm thinking that it's a quality team to get a job done in there. My name is Fiifi-Manfred. This is Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Thank you very much for choosing us, and subscribe to the channel and turn on notification. Until then, I'll see you.